Hello, hello. I am back. How's everybody doing today? I hope the weather fall is coming in, and I hope that you're feeling fine. I love this type of time of the year. This is when I can really get my little workout in, and this is normally when I do better on my weight. That's crazy. Summertime, I just too hot. I guess I'm getting too old. But look, I'm glad you came here, and I hope you'll like this video. Don't forget to hit the little bell and subscribe. You know how everybody says that. Let's do it. But we're going to get right to it. And my thing is why? Why? Jehovah's Witnesses. Why do y'all still fall for the banana in the tailpipe? They've just changed some I'm going to say documents, but what do you call it? Doctrines. I'm getting old. I forget stuff. But they just changed some of their doctrines. Whew. I don't understand it. They call it new light. I call it lying. Just look. I was raised, I was born in 66. So I'm telling you my age. And I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. I left the organization when I was maybe 30. I guess it was 30. So I've been out almost half. I'm 57 now. So I'm almost at that point where I've been out as long as I was in. And they've always changed stuff. I'm trying to understand people that are witnesses and people that I know, some of my family, some friends. When you talk to them, it's like they make excuses. I was talking to my cousin, or my brother was talking to my cousin, and he was saying how my brother was telling him, hey, do you ever thought about as we get older, it's coming up to our time that our life is coming to the end, or we had the last quarter of our life? And when we were going to school and we were younger, we didn't think we would even graduate, let alone get married, have kids, God forbid, have grandkids. We didn't think none of that would happen. And my cousin was like, well, I'm doing okay. And for him to be a witness to say that, it's kind of ironic. What about the other witnesses that didn't make out like you did? He kind of lucked up. I'm going to use that word, lucked up, survival of the fittest, whatever you want to call it, by getting with someone that worked for the government. And she was able to have all the benefits of retirement and things of that type. Where before in his earlier life, and if he sees the video, it's the truth. Sorry. He was on the news stealing. He might have been one of the ones that put Circuit City out of business. Drugs, DUI. Just a plethora of things. He's been in and out of the organization. And he feels a certain entitlement. Well, the organization, I was born a witness, I'm going to stay a witness. Yeah, because you are weak. You don't question. There's nothing wrong with being faithful to an organization. But overall, has this organization done anything to benefit you? He's almost 65 years old. Never been a minister, servant, elder, or anything. He hasn't been shit in the organization because they know his record. So they know he's had a past. They know he's done this. So no, they're not going to give him any position because they're saying, he's basically a piece of shit. So my point is, you don't question them, but they can look at you and critique you and not give you a position, but you can't critique the organization. And many Jehovah's Witnesses have that issue. They feel I can never be better than. But this organization can make all of these mistakes, cause all of these people problems, cause people to have, break up families. If, looking at different things that they're doing, the witnesses, they're having problems with Norway because of that disfellowship and tactic. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 6 months to a year, they dissolve disfellowship because they're trying to stay relevant. They're trying to stay where they want everybody to, they basically want to make it easy to be a Jehovah's Witness because they're losing members. They're constantly begging for money. Every time you turn on jw.org website, they have some type of video, but it comes back around where they want money. The reason why they want this money for you witnesses out there is so they can keep spending money on these lawyers for the CSA. The child sexual abuse problems that they're having. And many of the witnesses that are in the organization have no clue as to what's going on. I find that so fascinating. And they listen, these guys tell them, don't look at YouTube, don't look at the internet. If you have the truth, then what are you hiding? You shouldn't hide anything. It should be an open book. Open book. They like to criticize other religions. They love to criticize them. So, other religions use this term, what would Jesus do? Now, we're going to apply this to the Jehovah's Witnesses. In reference to your child abuse or the child sexual abuse problem that you're having. Would Jesus hide the records from the governments? Would Jesus destroy the records of ones that you've had that did this? Now, if you ask a Jehovah's Witness that, he will find some way to be like, well, it's war against the witnesses. No, it's a simple question. Would Jesus hide records of people that were molesting kids? Not only molesting them, but sexually abusing them. I shouldn't say molesting. Abusing. Well, that's all of it's the same. But sexually abusing kids. Would Jesus allow that? Would he be glad to tell the government, yes, it's brother so-and-so, it's sister so-and-so, take them on out of this organization and lock them up? But they didn't do that. And the Jehovah's Witnesses, or the members, know that. The ones that know it, they know it. And you got these elders, and I got family members. Some of these ones are elders. They know this is going on. And they don't question it. They just follow along like they're blinded. Now, they have all of these policies. They talked about 1975. They talked about many millions now living will never die. There are scriptures in the Bible, in Deuteronomy 18:20, Jeremiah 14:14, Jeremiah 23:16. These scriptures tell you how Jehovah felt about prophets that lie or prophets that tell the wrong thing. Jesus Christ has always said in the Bible that nobody knows when the end will come. But for some strange reason, they've always been fascinated by the end. We're living in the time of the end. In the end of the time of the end. We're right on the last second of the time of the end. The end can come tomorrow. But Jesus said nobody knows. Why do you keep pushing this agenda when Jesus clearly said nobody knew? And the reason why they did that is so they can keep the membership up. They can keep that fear factor. They keep you scared. Now they've kind of reversed it. Now you can come in at the last second. You can come in. You can cut up, do bad all you want. And then once you see all the other religions are gone, maybe they were right. You can become a Jehovah's Witness. Doesn't that sound like I don't mean no harm to people that go to church. So don't get offended by this. But to me, it sounds like, when I left the organization and I would go party, go to the clubs or whatever, there were many people that were in the clubs and party. And then that Saturday night, and then Sunday, they were in the church shouting and screaming and running around the church and all this other stuff. But, not to knock y'all, but doesn't that sound like the witnesses now? They're saying, you can, if you don't believe us, you can basically wait until the end and you can become a Jehovah's Witness. Doesn't that sound like the church? No offense, like I said, no offense to the church. But doesn't that sound like a church? So the witnesses are becoming more lenient. And for you all that are Jehovah's Witnesses, that have been that way for all these years, you've been faithful, going out in field service, through the rain, through the snow, doors slammed in your face, people curse you out. What does it mean? What was the end game? There is none. Somebody like me, when I see the government's turn on religion, I'll be like, oh, maybe the witnesses are right. I'll come right back in and walk into the new order with you. That doesn't make sense at all. But they want y'all to believe that because they're trying to keep their memberships up. And then in one of their articles, they said, if it got bad enough, if it got too bad that they couldn't afford to keep the doors open, then apparently Jehovah's Spirit has left the organization. And they said we must close the doors if that happened. They said they were, now this is in the Jehovah's Witnesses' own material. They're leading, what was it, Rutherford? I think it was President Rutherford in their organization. He said if we have to beg for money or ask for money, then it's time for us to, if we can't get the money, then it's time for us to shut the doors. But every time you go on their website, they're begging for money. So if you are a Jehovah's Witness, I'm not asking you to leave. I'm not asking you to turn your back on. All I'm asking you to do is think for a second. All of these years you've been putting into this quack-ass religion, where has it gotten you? Let's say if you are successful, look at your friends. Where has it gotten them? You denied yourself a college education. You denied yourself from taking a good job. Where has it gotten you? They need to go under. They need to go under. And we have to get into the minds of the ones that are in there. We got to make them think, y'all. If you have a family member, if you have a cousin, you have a sister, you have a brother, ask those questions. Get them to think. You don't have to say you're wrong. Just get them to think. All these scriptures I mentioned to you, I'm going to mention to you one more time. And I normally go 10 minutes. This is the longest video I think I've ever done. But in Deuteronomy 18:20, Jeremiah 14:14, Jeremiah 23:16, read that scripture to them, or read those scriptures to them, and say, listen, all of these times that your leaders have came up with these wrong, false, predictions. Per the Bible, what does it say Jehovah feel about them? And see what kind of response they give you. Because Jehovah says they deserve to die. Think about it. See you next time. Peace out. God bless.